Well, then let's just start with a little meditation. Do a little meditation, we'll do a little journaling, and then we'll have a conversation. And yeah, the topic is being seen and heard, and also using your voice. And how do you communicate skillfully? I just feel like skillful communication is so big. And how do you communicate skillfully when you are stretched? When you're pressed. Like, here, I'll give a small example from my morning. I woke up, went to bed, good time, like 10:30, woke up in the middle of the night, fell back asleep, woke up a little bit late this morning, come up to the kitchen and making my tea. My daughter is like getting ready to go out the door. She opens the refrigerator to grab her lunch, and my roommate, who's a good friend, has a big thing of yogurt in there, and it flops. It's like balanced on the shelf, like flops and goes everywhere. My daughter like loses her cookies. She's just pissed about her jeans, and just like and it was actually, like, as does happen sometimes, it was a release valve for lots of other things. It was partially about the inconvenience of the yogurt on the floor and on the jeans, and I cleaned it up. I'm like, you just go change your clothes, I'll clean it up. And then I let my house be clean, like, it just went everywhere. But so what am I at? Where was I going with that? Yeah, so skillful communication. So then we take our hikes on Tuesday mornings, my friend and I, and I realized that, like, I was holding that. There was that whole charge of my daughter, like, and she stomped around for like 10 minutes. It was a little exaggerated, but teenager. And then I realized, like, I wasn't feeling as skillful with my friend because I was like holding all this stuff that was, due to her balancing act in the fridge. And so just like what happens, like how to digest and metabolize that. Luckily, we were on a fast walk, so it's like I was moving my body. So that was helpful. And then, just we had a little moment of friction, but because we both have enough skills, we were like, okay, let's circle back around. Let's slow down. Let's say what's really going on here, and just name the layers of stuff that were going on, including the morning's little mishap, little, but like devastatingly horrible mishap for the teenager, so it takes a lot, and it takes a lot to slow down and to actually hold space for yourself, hold space for the other person. Like, so how does that work? It takes a certain amount of willingness and skill, so it's nice to have skilled people around in those moments, and also like own where you're not skillful, right? Like, I was owning my unskillfulness. And so it's, that the whole like layers of slowing down, taking responsibility, acknowledging, and then eventually having a real communication. So and doing that for you all, like in the situations with doctors, with other clinicians, and being able to really hold yourself, even if they're just being maybe unskillful or insensitive, and just to take a stand for that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so let's just meditate for a few minutes. Maybe we'll just do a shorter meditation since we've been chatting. We'll give you all enough time to share. Okay, so just letting yourself find ground, find your breath, and just set everything else aside. And let's just take these few minutes to drop in, to let your attention be focused inside, to let yourself fill your cup with your own presence. Just letting yourself settle. Noticing if the body wants to adjust. Just breathing into silence. Maybe just taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for showing up here, showing up for yourself, showing up for this amazing community of rare givers. Just seeing if you can continue to bring your mind, your awareness right here. And even see if you can remember a time when you had an opportunity to communicate with someone where you really showed up for yourself, where you were able to tell the truth, to be in integrity. What does it feel like? What did it feel like to really honor yourself? Where did you come from inside your heart, in your body? Just resting into yourself, slowing yourself down and being right here. This true communication insists on presence, being present with yourself, being present with the person that you're communicating with. Very gently bringing yourself back. And let's just take a few minutes just to reflect on our experience, just maybe 3 minutes, just to see what's here, what came up in the meditation. How do you actually, where are you coming from? I'm curious about where does authentic honoring, like honoring of yourself, honoring of the other person, where does that come from? And how do you facilitate that for yourself? And if you don't know, just reflect on that. A little bit more time to finish up. Back and see what's true for you. So I'm curious if you could find a time, if you could locate it in your body, like sort of the the root or the start, the place where you initiate authentic communication and you stand up for yourself. And I think especially with, medical professionals, it can be challenging. Anybody can start.